Yo, 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 what's up? What's going down? How we feeling on this monumental victory Tuesday? As we played the Monday night game, the second Monday night game of the season that we won in a epic come from behind victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. Doesn't it just sound so much better? It feels so much better when you can say you was on the other side of a fourth quarter comeback, 'cause it's normally normally it's us on the receiving end of a comeback victory from the other team. But this time it was us who put in the work and made the fourth quarter comeback, and it's really been the talk of social media from the sports side of things. I know a lot of other stuff going on in the world, but as far as sports go, that's what everybody's been talking about. The Atlanta Falcons coming back in the fourth quarter against the Philadelphia Eagles. That was a great game. It was a great game to watch. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Falcons fan, but if there was anybody else playing, the Vikings against the Packers or any other team, I'd say, that's a great game I watched last night. So we did great. First prime time game, first nationally televised game in quite some time and some years, and we did not disappoint. We gave the people a show, and we came out with that dub, and that's the most important thing. We came out with that dub. We will be on national TV again next week. Let's ring the bell for that. Pat Mahomes comes to town. Mahomes boy comes to town. We will be back in the A, back at home, hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. That should be another good one. Man, if we find a way to win that game, we officially put the NFL on notice. If we win that game, we have officially put the NFL in the league on notice. We find a way to win that game. We put the league on notice. So yeah, we are in here. We're gonna do our player grades also as we do every week. We're gonna grade our players. As you come in, do your dog a favor. Make sure you smash that like button for me. That helps us jump out in the algorithm. And you do hit that like button, it helps us out a great deal. Also, if you do enjoy the content, consider becoming a member of the show. It costs you about 5 cents, about a nickel per day. That also helps the show out as well. Those of you who are already members, I do thank you. Definitely do appreciate it a great deal. So how we feeling, man? How we feeling? Anything we need to talk about before we do the player grades, man? Anything we need to talk about? Any trending Falcons news? Anything we need to look at on Twitter? So what we got? I know it's been a lot of talk. So anything that we need to discuss before we get to these player grades, man? Let's go to the chat real quick. We got Dundee Trice, Andre 3000 in the building. So did he take his helmet off? Yeah, he took his helmet off. He definitely took his helmet off. See, what happened is he got caught up in the moment. Football is an emotional game, so his emotions got the best of him. When he made the play on Bijan, he was taking the helmet off, and when the helmet got about 60%, 60% off his head, you could tell he caught himself like, oh, that's a penalty. But by that time it was too late. It was already coming off. But it don't matter. I'm glad it happened like it happened. Because if they call it a penalty, then we may not win the game. So I'm glad it happened like it happened, but he definitely took the helmet off. But it's all good. We won the game. So, like I said, if they call a penalty, we may not win the game. So everything happened for a reason. Coach in the building. Coach says it's a beautiful day. It's a fantastically beautiful day. Anytime the Falcons win on a Monday night, great day, great game, man. Got a dog Archangel in the building. Still to this day, my favorite intro music. Definitely do appreciate that. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very, very much, man. Appreciate the compliment, my brother. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights is in his house. Yo, what's happening, Daniel? What's going on? What's popping? Ark says, rise up, big 404 energy. You know what the fuck going on. Shout out to the 404 in this thing. Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia in this thing. Shout out to the entire 404, the home of the Falcons. Just feel damn good being on the win. It does, man. It's just like, just functioning so much better the next day. Keep winning, Falcons. Keep winning, man. Like I said, we beat the Chiefs, man. All right, we put the NFL on notice, bro. We put them on notice. You know, I feel like a few people, few national pundits got put on notice last night. Also, you know, I'm seeing a whole different narrative from the pundits. You know, right now. Sorry about that, y'all. I normally turn my phone off. Let me go ahead and turn that ringer off. My bad. Lisa in the building. What's going on, Lisa? Appreciate you coming through as always. Because I barely slept. Went to work exhausted, but I am happy. Did you go to Philly, Lisa? Did you make it up to the game? I know I seen Uncle Steve there. I seen a few more people in the group posted pictures that they were up there. Looks like the Falcons was represented fairly well up there. Looks like we did a good job traveling. I know after the game, our fans stayed there when they was doing the post game broadcast. You heard the ATL chat, so that was pretty cool to hear in Philly. Got my dog Keely in the building. What's going on, Keely? Says that game was the center of the sports talk universe today. Yes, it was. And bro, it feel good when your team had the winning end of it, man. Monday night game. And everybody was watching, man. You know, that's why you want to come out and you want to perform good when you get the national spotlight. Because then, you know, of course, the league at that point is more prone to continue to give you the national spotlight. You know, when you come through, you play a good game, you win. You know, when it's your turn to win, when you got the national spotlight. So it felt real good. I saw everybody was talking about us. Um, Pat McAfee, you know, all the big sport networks. First Take. I know Nightcap started off last night talking about the Falcons. So it was great, man. It was great. David Stark in the building. What's going on, David? How you feeling today, bro? What's going on? Art says, spectacular game. Kirk showed heart and grit, and the team played as a unit. Definitely did, man. I absolutely agree. Kirk definitely pulled it through for us, man. He got going second half, and he just never cooled down. Never cooled down. Art says, I'll be in the building for the Kansas City game. I may try to make that game. I ain't got no tickets yet, but I may try to shake and bake and make it up there myself, man. Perry, positive thoughts. What's up, Perry? We won. Kurt got that monkey off his back. You like that? You like that? You like that? Lisa said the Ben's gonna be lit, sir. It is. It is, man. Patrick Mahomes is already a huge draw by himself. You know, people want to come see a player like Mahomes play. You know, especially when it comes to coming to Atlanta, because you know we don't host the Chiefs very often. So, you know, that one time he does come, you know, people want to come check him out. Also, you know, we just coming off of victory. Y'all know how our fan base works. As far as going to the games, you keep winning, we'll keep coming. So yeah, that Sunday night game is going to be off the chain. It is the first nationally televised, you know, again, first nationally home televised game in a while for Atlanta, man. So people are going to be excited about that. Raymond Collins in the middle. What's going on, Raymond? Says, what's up, Toddy? Go to work, Kurt. Go to work, Kurt. I like it. Keelan says, Matt did. Kurt did what Matt should have did in Houston. Oh, man, don't even bring up that Super Bowl, bro. The ghost of Houston, Texas. I still remember being at that game. And, man, when Devontae missed that block and Matt fumbled, boy, I still remember that feeling, man. That was a bad feeling. That was a bad feeling. Bad feeling. I kind of sort of wish I didn't even go out to Houston. I kind of wish I'd have just watched that from the house. But then again, you know, there were some memories that I'm sure that will stay with me for a lifetime. You know, just going out there and all the events they had out there. Shout out to Houston. They did a great job of putting the Super Bowl together, man. They had a lot of fun stuff out there to do. And all the people that I came across, you know, they were very hospitable. Seemed like the locals were rooting for the Falcons to win. Y'all know the Patriots was one of the most hated teams back then, unless you was an actual Patriots fan. 3 Dirty in the house said, yo, what's up, man? What's up, 3? How you doing, bro? What's poppin'? Art says Pacino out for the Chiefs. Yeah, I saw that. They signed Kareem Hunt. Also, I think they signed him, you know, to add some more depth at running back, if I saw that correctly. 3 Dirty says, Algier okay? I hope so. Tyler had to remind us last night, like, who he is. So I definitely hope he's okay. I hadn't heard any news come out about him, about his injury or anything, but I hope he's okay. He's a vital part of our offense, as we saw last night. I really feel like, I mean, I know Bijan, the guy, Bijan, super versatile. He can hurt you in the run game and the pass game, but I feel like at minimum, man, Tyler, at minimum, I'm saying at minimum, Algier has to get at least 8 rushing attempts per game. That's at least 2 attempts per quarter at minimum. Depending on how he's playing, you may get him 12, 13 attempts, but I just don't feel like it should be a given that, Bijan get 85, 90% of the rushing attempts. Tyler just too good for that. You got to find a way to keep him involved in the game. Davis, a victory Tuesday coming from the 404. Shout out to the 404 in his house. Big 404 energy in this thing. Clayton Murray says, "What's up? What's up, Clay?" I knew they effed up when they declined the outside penalty. I remember that also. When they declined that penalty, I think they declined that based on the clock, right? To try to run more time off the clock. It's just so much that went right for us, last night. Saquon dropping that pass on third down, which if he does catch that ball, and in all likelihood, we have no opportunity to come back. But everything happens for a reason. There's been plenty of times that we've been on the other side of the fence, where we made what looked like a minor mistake in crunch time, and it comes back to cost us the game. So it just feels good to be on the other side of the fence for once. Let's see. Tramarcy Jackson, what's up, Tramarcy? It's a short week. Got to get ready for the Chiefs. Yeah. Chiefs gonna come in pumped up, man. Like I was saying on one of the more recent broadcasts, like them pro athletes, man, they be ready to come to Atlanta to play, man. Atlanta is one of them cities that you want to show out when you go to. Like New York, you want to show out and go to New York or LA, Chicago, Atlanta. It's just one of them cities, man. You want to play good when you get there. Raymond says the majority of the talk was about the Eagles giving the game to us. They better recognize. Man, that remind me of that Sam Snead song. You better recognize. I see you remember that, Raymond, back in the Death Row era. Marcy Jackson said our defensive line had Philadelphia Eagles offensive line swing bullets. That was a great battle of the trenches on both sides. Their O-line, their D-line played good ball. Our O-line, our D-line played good ball. I went back and just looked at the trenches a little bit, and I was like, man, that was just a good battle. If you want to, if you're a person that really like watching the trenches, because some people like just to watch quarterback play. Some people like to watch running back play. Some people like to watch cornerback, safety play. If you one of them guys that love trench play, that's a great game to watch. There was a lot of work going on in the trenches. Philip says, Philip, was this game a good measuring stick to see what we have in the team? Absolutely, it was. Absolutely. Yeah, I think last night measured our hearts in our fight. Kansas City game would be a good measuring stick too. That's going to tell us a lot what we got. We can come out here and beat Kansas City, bro. I mean, I know the old saying is any given Sunday, which is true. I mean, any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. But if you can go through that gauntlet of beating Philly in Philly, then coming right back on a short week, as somebody mentioned earlier in the comments, and being the two-time defending back-to-back champ, Kansas City Chiefs, Falcons can beat any team in the league. We could beat any team in the league. You beat Kansas City, you can beat any team in the league after you just beat Philadelphia on the road. So next week will be another measuring stick for us. Also, then we start division play with New Orleans. So we about to jump in the meat of the schedule pretty soon. So Marcia says the narrative, the next game championship mindset. This is just one step. Yeah, absolutely. One step at a time. One step at a time. And also, everybody that's coming in, man, thank you for coming in. Welcome in. Do me a very quick favor, if you don't mind, and press that like button, hit the like button for me. Thank you in advance that it helps us get into the algorithm and also get the content out. So thank you very much. Also, shortly we're going to do our weekly player grades. We're going to grade our players. We're going to talk about how they played and how they performed. Also, Diva in the building. What's going on, Diva? Says feels awesome to have a Monday night victory. It does. Like that, like the offense came together during the last 2 minutes. Absolutely, and that we were able to make the comeback victory. Thank goodness, who came through to yeah. We don't talk about it, but when Drake caught that touchdown, we didn't. Nobody has really talked about this, and this is going back to the emotions of the game. You know, they gave Drake. I think they call it what excessive celebration. I'm not sure what the technical term for it is, but we got penalized, and our extra point turned to a 48-yarder. And I'm like, this is not a chip shot. You know, y'all know Cool been a little shaky. He was shaking in the preseason. So that was a 48-yard extra point attempt on the road in Philadelphia. So that wasn't a chip shot. So I remember him lining up for that kick. I'm like, okay, come on, Cool. Come on, Cool, make this. I know it's about a 50-yarder, but make this. And like you say, Diva, you know, Cool came through with us because that wasn't a cheap shot. Thanks to Drake London. It's all good though. It's all good. Art says I was up late celebrating. Me too, man. Celebrated so damn much last night. I ended up oversleeping and was late to work. And I'm never late to work. But hey, you know, if you never late to work, I'm sure you know you every now and then you show up a little late. It ain't no big deal. You know that's a good thing about being punctual. You know when you do have that one time when you are late, you know you can slide by with it. Ain't no big deal. You know that they know that's not how you normally are. So Marcia said we got to run the ball on the Chiefs too. We got to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. Let's ring the bell for that because I do agree. That's going to be the key to victory. Just hey, establish that run game. You're going up against another great defense too. Another great defensive front. Establish the run game. Keep Mahomes off the field. You know, give them another heavy doses of Bijan, Tyler, Bijan. You know, establish that run game. You know, get our bread and butter going. I absolutely agree with you. I agree with you on that. Move the chains on third down. Keep Patrick Mahomes on the side. Win the time of possession battle against the Chiefs. Because they're going to come to play in that line. I can assure you that. Davis is why idiot pundits talking about the third down pass play wasn't a bad call. What do you mean specifically, David? Tell me what you mean specifically when you say that, please. Brother, what's going on? How you doing? Says Tidy was good. I'm chilling like a villain, man. Feel good to pull this win. The winning drive is what made it. What makes it to the playoffs. I agree. I know it's too early to say. LFG, let's go, bro. Let's go. And you're right. You know it is early, but as you were alluding to in your statement, it's plays and games like this that put you in the postseason. You know, games like this that put you in the postseason. And on the Eagles side of things, on the flip side, it's games like this that make you miss the playoffs if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, and we know that from being Falcons fans. There's been a lot of games that we done let slip away from us, and then at the end of the season, we needed that one game to make the postseason. You know, and that's why football is so great. It's not a long season. You know, essentially every game matters when you're talking football because you're only playing 16, 17 games. So the games really do matter. Really matter. Coach said it wasn't a bad call. That exact same play worked before. Excuse me. Saquon just didn't catch it. Talking about the third and three play, I believe. Marshall says, I think this week is where the depth of our D line comes into play. Are we going to see Aruru? Is he going to play this year? Speaking about the depth of the D line, is he hurt? I think somebody told me he hurt. Is he hurt, y'all? Because I just keep seeing him on the inactive list. Is he hurt? You know, I'm ready to see him play because he looked impressive in the preseason. So I'm ready to see him in some live action. Arts is very hard to be able to catch. Watching our team play the best player in the NFL, Pat Mahomes, boy, and also the Super Bowl champs. Yeah, gonna be a great game. Like Lisa said earlier, man, it's gonna be lit in Atlanta. It's gonna be lit in Atlanta, and I cannot wait. I can't wait, bro. I'm looking forward to that game. Um, Talking to Coach Clayton says we better run against the Chiefs due to that last performance. We better win against the Chiefs due to the last performance when they were here. If I remember correctly, that was a very close game. Also, if I'm thinking about the same game, was that like a 17-14 game where they won? Um, I think that was the last time that they came to Atlanta that they barely snuck out of here with a victory. Coach says, plus we had the box loaded. It actually was the smart play to make. Only reason we're talking about it is because Saquon dropped it. Yeah, I can agree with you on that because to be honest with you, it was a great play call. It was wide, it was open, and you got to expect a professional quarterback to make that throw. I think 80% of us watching this broadcast can make that throw, and we're not NFL quarterbacks. Of course, we probably ain't threw football in years, but that's an easy throw. And you expect a professional running back can make that catch. So I see how it can be debated. Some people say we just run the ball, you keep the clock going. The clock was our ally. Um, I see the argument both ways. Especially if you're on the losing end of it. Because if you lose, then you're gonna always debate what can be deemed a controversial play call, and that can be deemed a controversial play call. So I can see how the Philadelphia Eagles fan base would debate that call. If it was on the flip side and it was us, if Arthur Smith would have made that call last year, we'd have sat here and debated on it. Oh, it was a BS call. Oh no, it was a good call. So when it don't work, it always opens up room for debate and question, and questioning that also. Um, Keeler said I'm trolling on the Houston comment. Oh, I know. um, Coach says, yeah, I know. Oh, you talking to Keeler? My bad. Art says, I need to see you at some road games this year. Tied it's just a different feeling on the road, especially when you win. I'm gonna try to make at least one road game. I haven't made a road game in actually a couple of years, man. May go to the New Orleans game. Mostly due to the fact I like to eat, and that's some of the best food in America, if not the world, is in New Orleans. So I may go out to the New Orleans game. I don't know. Um, let's see. What's up, King? King in the building. King Atlanta supporter says the Falcons next game will be a marathon. Can't wait till I hear pick six from Justin Simmons. Yeah, he do. He definitely do. Art says that Bama back, I think, will fill in well if he has two. But I love me some Andrew. I actually forget about the Bama running back, man, to be honest with you. I forget about it. I forgot about him. Kind of like I forget a little bit about the linebacker, the rookie linebacker that we got on the team also. Clayton Murray says, you might as well go to the ranking when we win is lit. It's definitely lit. Let's see. Dave in the building. What's going on, Dave? How you doing? Good evening, Tyler Winter. So much fun. Yeah, it is, man. Good evening to you also, David. It's very, very fun, man. We all in much, much better moods after we do win on national television also, may I add. Art says, I'm so excited about the next Sunday game I already put in for next Monday at work. Smart, man. Says our defense been balling all year, bro. And I think the offense done finally woke up too, man. I think Kurt and that offense done woke up as well also. Keeler says, I think Judon getting the 10 sacks this year. He on pace what he has now, what, 1.5, I think? I think they gave him credit for half a sack the first game, and I think he had one last night. What is it right now, 1.5? Clay says, Kansas City defense better than Philly. Yeah, we got our hands full these first three games with great defenses. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, just played Philadelphia. But it's good, man. Those are good tests for the team early. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and get these great teams, play them early, and that way we know what we need to do as a team going forward. So I do like it. Thing says the bend but don't break philosophy drives me crazy, but I will live with it. Yeah, and the defense had they. There were times last night where they kind of had trouble stopping Philadelphia from converting on third downs, and Philadelphia has that notorious tush push. But overall, I think the defense played well last night. They could have played better, but they showed up big time when we really needed them. Especially in Philadelphia's final drive. That's a earmark of a great team. In the game and the turnover, don't even give them the opportunity to line up to make or miss the field goal. Go ahead and take command of the game and end it in the turnover, and then we officially end the game in victory formation. Demetrius in the building. What's going on, Demetrius? How you doing, bro? Hope all is well with you today. Keelan says if we lean on our run game, I think we're going to be a problem. I do too. I also do too, and especially if we can keep, knock on wood, keep everybody healthy. Run to our strength, which is Lindstrom and McGarry. I still think that they're probably the best, if not top two, top three tandem in terms of run blocking. McGarry can sometimes have an issue with pass blocking, but run blocking, hey, he a dog when it comes to run blocking. Cole says Philly defense is actually trash, though. Not really a good measuring stick. I don't know if I would call them trash. Philadelphia is. I don't know if I can call Philly defense trash. Maybe it's too early to say one way or the other, but I don't know if I call them trash. But we can revisit that. Week 12, week 13, when kind of everything has played out. Art says the Eagles, Chiefs, Saints, and Bucks tough gauntlet to show us where we're at after those games. I do agree. Demetrius said I'm still riding high off last night's win, myself as well. Keeler says I wouldn't say trash, but definitely suspect. Coach says was unsportsmanlike, can't do any kind of gun simulation. Yeah, he was. He got a little too happy, man. He got a little too happy. But that's the emotions of the game. Clayton Mercer's base with the give me that cookie interception. Yes, I went crazy when he caught that ball. Philip Crawford said our O line redeemed themselves at a major. They did, man. O line played great football last night, yo. They played great football last night. Pass blocking and run blocking. They played great football. Oh, and how I said a moment ago or early in the broadcast, that was a great battle of the trenches. Man, go back and watch Jalen Carter versus Chris Lindstrom. When you go back and watch the game, take a little bit of time to watch that battle between Jalen Carter and Chris Lindstrom. Boy, that was a good battle. That was a good battle. Lindstrom was winning. Lindstrom was winning most of the game, but toward the end of the game, Jalen Carter kind of started flashing. It was one play that he really almost sacked Kurt. Kurt catch a lot of flack saying that he ain't mobile. He sure got out of the way of big Jalen Carter and avoided the sack. Kurt showed he still got a little bit left in that 35, 36-year-old frame. But man, that was a great heavyweight fight to watch. Jalen Carter and Chris Lindstrom. Go back and watch that. Atlanta Dog in the building. Chris Jones is gonna be a problem. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. I hope they scheme for him better than they scheme for TJ Watt. He's gonna definitely be a problem. All right, so we got to punch Pat Mahomes in the mouth. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope we can get out back there and sack him a list 3 times. Make it tough on him. I know he's all world and he's one of the best quarterbacks I didn't see on the run or avoiding a rush, but let's make it hard on him. Let's put some pressure on him and let's force him into some interceptions. William Amy in the building. What's up, William? We need to carry the momentum at home. I do agree. Hey, the Ben's gonna be packed, man. Hey, the Ben's gonna be packed. It's gonna be loud. All right, says we must protect this house. We have a lot of home games. So we got to protect the home field advantage. That means fans too. I do agree. Let's get it. Let's get our first dub at home Sunday night. First dub Sunday night. Nate Lamon on injured reserve. Yeah, he is. Unfortunately, he was missed last night. Yeah. He was missed last night. He was missed. We'll talk about that when we get into our grades. But he was definitely missed last night. Dave says Coach Moore says it's just a numbers game with Roop. So he ain't hurt then, Dave. So the Ricky ain't hurt. I'm gonna try my best not to be critical and questioning Coach Raheem, but it's like, man, it's just a numbers game. Like it's a second round pick. Like, what you mean it's a numbers game? If it was gonna be a numbers game, like why didn't you draft somebody that could see the field immediately, man? Like, but we won. I'll cross that bridge at a more opportune time. I'm not gonna do it right now because that was a big hit for us, so it is what it is. Davis says they're saying that the third down pass play with Saquon dropped the pass wasn't a bad call. That call gave us a lot of extra minutes to drive down the field and score. Yeah, and I said it a moment ago. I could see it both ways. In my opinion, was it a bad play call from face value? No, it wasn't because it worked. Saquon just got to catch the football, and I'm sure he'll tell you that 100% of the time. Like, that's on me. I got to catch that football. But when you lose, when you're on the losing side of it, as we all can attest, we done lost a lot of tough games to digest as Falcons fans. That just opens up a lot of room for question and debate, critique, criticism. Was that really a good call? Was that a bad call? Going back to the Arthur Smith days, that one play call where he had when Jono Smith was at the goal line and they run the jet sweep with Jono. If Jono Smith continues to go outside, which the play was designed to be, he continues to go outside. He walks in the end zone, easy touchdown. But he cut in too soon and ran into the linebackers and the rest of the defense. And I know we debated on that for a long time as fans. So, that's what happens in calls like that. If Jono keeps that jet sweep on the outside, Coach Smith looks like a genius. Oh, that was such a great play call. Saquon catches that pass. They run the rest of the time out off the clock. Oh, what an excellent call. The Falcons weren't expecting that. So that's how those things work. Williams says we need to chip Chris Jones. Man, well, your boy Bijan chip block. I think that was Nolan Smith. Was that Nolan Smith last night? Oh, boy, he put him on his ass. And then you could tell Bijan looked down at him like, what? What? Yeah, I did it. But he put him on his ass, man. I loved that. Peak NFL. Yo, what up? Is me, ABG Jeff. What's up, Jeff, in the building? What's happening, Jeff? Hope you're doing good, man. Hope all is well with you. Great win. Offense stepped up. They did, Jeff. Offense finally stepped up for us, man, when we really need them. Great game. Keelan says we had no timeouts and the drop stopped the clock. It did. And once we got the ball back, man, as I said last night, that was one of the best just drives I've seen from a Falcons team in a long time. Since at least 2016, man. They looked like a machine when they got that ball back. They was possessed. When Nango stopped the ball to get in the end zone, like I said last night, we could have took that thing 99 yards, so we still would have scored. All right, so this team will only get better offense and defense. We got to get more. We got to jail more. I agree. Wait until this team actually jail. We left so many points on the field. Field goal. Yep. We started to see the team gelling towards the end of the second half, and then of course that final drive. You're starting to see the chemistry coming in place, and that's a good thing to see, especially with Kirk Cousins. He finally starting to quote unquote feel at home, I think. So I'm looking forward to see what he does in this Kansas City game. I'm looking forward to see how he plays against the Kansas City game because it was total night and day. Kirk Cousins last night, Kirk Cousins Pittsburgh, and also Zach Robinson didn't do him many favors the Pittsburgh game either. But Zach called a much better game last night. He 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 put together a better game plan also. So improvement across the board for the offense without a doubt. Raymond says we had plays and penalties that actually kept the game close. Could have been a couple TDs. Williams says need to get a fast start against Kansas City. Yeah, I do agree on that. Jump on them fast. Let's go up 20 points on them real quick before they know it hit. That would be a good thing. Williams says also be balanced on offense. I do agree with you on that. Art says even the Saints defense is good. I hate to get those bastards any credit. But one thing about the Aints, man, them jokers keep a good defense. I gotta give them credit. They keep a good defense. For the most part. There have been times where their defense has been terrible. But I remember they had the back in the day was it they called it I think the Dome Patrol when they had like Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills and them boys, and they typically keep a pretty good defense in New Orleans. I'll give them some credit on that. I ain't gonna get them bad hit bastards that much credit, but I'll give them a little bit of credit. Got our bro 95 North Falcons in the building. What's going on, bro? Let's ring the bell. Appreciate you coming through. Since this was a more victory for the Falcons, definitely was, bro. We can carry this momentum into Sunday and put in work. Yes, let's carry this momentum into Sunday. Carry this confidence also into Sunday's game, and I think we got a real good chance. If we can play similar to we played, the second half of the game last night. I feel like we can come in and we can beat Kansas City at home. And that would do wonders for the morale of the team and also the fan base going forward. And y'all also make sure to check out Berto on Bleacher Report and also here on YouTube. Of course, excellent Falcons content creator. So by chance, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to show him some love and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. William says we got a tough schedule, couple weeks. Need to win Sunday. Definitely need to win Sunday. Go up 2-1. Excuse me. I don't care if it's a touchdown or field goal. Me neither. We can win by safety for all I care. Just get the dub. Just get the dub. Just get the dub. Y'all heard Bill Belichick hang on us in the Manning cast. He threw a little salt at us also. All right, so the run opens up the pass. We definitely got to get the back to being who we are, and that's running the damn ball. I agree. That's our bread and butter, running that ball, man. Running the ball, and and if nothing else, that's something we have to give Arthur Smith credit for, man. That's the identity that he brought into this franchise. He developed this offensive line. You got to give him credit for it. He developed this offensive line. He drafted some good complementary pieces to McGarry and Lindstrom. He brought McGarry along. He developed McGarry into what he was, and drafted Bijan, and had Tyler Algier record. So that's some credit. But you got to give to Arthur Smith, and nothing else. You got to give him that credit. Max, is any update on Landman? Let's ring the bell for that. I know where you're going. Injury reserve, man. So he's gonna miss at least the next 3 games, and hopefully that's all. Because we need Nate back on the field badly. We need him back on the field badly, without a doubt. Art says, "Oh my bad." David says, "If we get Chris Jones blocked, everything else falls into place." Yeah, and that's gonna be a big task. Hey, you talking about an elite defensive player, So we're gonna have our hands full. We definitely gonna have our hands full. Art says Philly got some beasts on their defense line. Yeah, that's what David just spoke about. Also, Chris Jones, without a doubt. Decent win in the house. What's going on, brother? Larry says great win by the Falcons last night. The only negative I saw that really needs to be addressed is Desmond Anderson. Oh, let's bring the Ooh. Or is it Troy Ritter at middle line? You funny as hell, man. And shout out to my dog, also Larry at the Dixon Way. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Dixon Way. That's Larry and also his beautiful wife Shonda. Some of the best in-game commentary that you will find on YouTube or off YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to show them a bunch of love. Subscribe to their channel as well. And also, y'all make sure to wish the Dixon Way a happy anniversary. So make sure to to add them in the chat and wish them a happy anniversary. They just celebrated an anniversary. So wish them happy blessings going forward and also a happy anniversary as well. Williams says score early, run the ball and get pressure on Mahomes. Definitely got to pressure Mahomes. Now, one thing about Pat, you gotta be careful blitzing Pat. Pat, one of them quarterbacks, if you mess around and you start blitzing too much, especially with Troy Anderson, he may make you pay. So you gotta be cautious when you blitz Pat Mahomes, man. That's the boogeyman for real. Pat will make you pay if you blitzing and you come in a half step. Raymond Collins is 9-12. Cool came through too. Yeah, Cool did come through in the clutch. That's a big 48-yard extra point that he made for us also with a lot of pressure on him as well. 3 dirty says the New England Patriots shoot rifles at each other to score, but the guy they're not. Hold on, but they're not players, but they're part of the organization. What you mean by that, 3 dirty? I'm not understanding what you mean exactly. So if you don't mind explaining that for me. William also says we need to score consistently going forward. Definitely agree with you on that without a doubt. This is we're gonna have to get turnovers this week and limit the explosive plays. I agree, man. Cause some fumbles. Try to get multiple interceptions on Pat Mahomes, and also score. Make sure that we do score off turnovers as well. That's very very key. Keep them from scoring by forcing turnovers, and then we need to score off turnovers. That's going to be a real big thing for us playing Kansas City. Berto says Troy Anderson is on the hot seat once Lambert returns from IR. I see Anderson losing valuable snaps on defense. I see that also. And in my opinion, even before Nate went down with the injury, I just always thought that Nate was better. Just from watching them both play, and I know both players don't have a whole lot of NFL experience, but from my vantage point, from what I saw, it to me was always obvious that Nate was just a better player. Don't get me wrong. Troy is more athletic. He's faster. He probably quicker also, but being quicker and being faster on a 40, that don't always mean you're a better player. That just means you can run the 40 faster. Nate to me is just he's leaps and bounds better than Troy Anderson, man. Nate is a legit linebacker. Troy Anderson is a player that converted to linebacker, and it's obvious when you watch them play. To me, Troy Anderson is a special teams guy. He's a depth piece. Not saying that he shouldn't be on the team or he should be cut, but in my opinion, right now, he's just not starting linebacker material. So we need Nate Landon back as soon as possible. I don't know the extent of Nate's injury. I don't even know what's injured on Nate. I don't even know what the injury is, but hopefully it's only these next 3 weeks and we can get him back. After the 4-game injured reserve period. Because man, what I saw last night, bro, I was it was not pretty when it pertains to Troy Anderson. Keelan says I trade Pitts and whatever picks available for NFL starting linebacker. Troy is a no go. Troy is definitely a no go. And I'm not sure at this point that Terry is ready to part ways with Kyle Pitts because that was his first draft pick. So he's probably in the back of his mind don't want to look like a total failure as far as Kyle Pitts go. But I definitely know you coming from. But what we saw last night out of Troy Anderson, man, that was hard to watch, man. That was hard to watch. Dre says we got to play the refs too. Yeah, when you playing Mahomes, Mahomes is like the Lakers and the Yankees, the Celtics. You gotta beat them, and also the team as well. You make a key point. Seth Thomas in the building. What's going down, Seth? We got the W on Monday Night Football. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, Dave says, by the way, I'm with you regarding Root. Yeah, man. Like, when is he gonna see the field? Like Dave, I wasn't sure if he was hurt or not. I'm like, why did this guy never? Why is he never on the active list? Why is he always inactive as your second round pick? You think you want this guy to play football? We'll see with Kansas City game, I guess. Larry said I didn't want to say anything about Root not playing. Hey, it's a valid question, man. I know what you're saying too. You don't want to say nothing about it, especially after we win. So I'm not. Larry, I guess we'll talk about it at a different time, man. It don't make a lot of sense to me. William says, got to make it tough on Mahomes and make adjustments in the second half. I do agree with you on that. And we did a good job of that last night, making adjustments in the second half. Berto says, I think Rook and Doris have been inactive because of run-heavy scheme we have faced last 2 weeks against the Chiefs. I like to see them both active as the Chiefs don't have a prominent run game. That's an excellent point. And that does make sense. So hopefully we will see them active, in the upcoming Chiefs game, because they're going to want to try to throw the ball. You got Baby going to Pat Mahomes. They're starting running back. I think he's also injured reserve. So, they're probably going to be looking to come out to establish their passing game on the Falcons. So that's a great point, Gordo. I didn't think about that. Max says that play last year in Washington as well. Not a bad call if it's actually If you are successful with it, nobody's gonna question it. I was gonna reference an onside kick in the Super Bowl, but I won't go there. I won't go there. I'm not gonna do that. David says it might have been N'Kobe Dean. You mean on that chip block? Larry says no pin in the series today. Falcons won the game, and that is all that matters. That's true. Only one F will be today in the grading, and that is true. Everyone else gets no less than a B, in my opinion. With that said, let's get to the grades. Let's go ahead and get to the grades. Keelan says Kurt forgot he was hurt on that last drive. Yeah, and Keelan, that's why I've been saying, man, I think it's mostly mental, bro. When you're coming off a season-ending injury, I think it's mostly mental. I know Troy Aikman made a statement, which it was kind of hard to really decipher exactly what that meant. But I think it's mostly mental with Kirk. I think that's most of where his injury is at this point. It's just mental. You got to come over that. You got to overcome that mental hurdle of the injury at this point in time. We got a celebrity in the building. Uncle Steve's Lounge in the building. What's happening, Uncle? Y'all make sure y'all also subscribe to Uncle Steve on YouTube. Uncle Steve Sports Lounge. Make sure to show him a bunch of love. Run up the likes, run up the shares. One of the great content creators here on the platform. Says, what's up, brother, man? I'm still on a high, but I know we've got to move forward. But that felt so good. Yes, it did. Let's ring the bell for that. And also, I've seen Uncle Steve out at the game also taking pictures with the regular people. Saw him take a picture, I think, with Steve. I think another guy named Steve, and he was telling me that, he walked up the Uncle. He had to break through about 3 or 4 security guards to get permission to get a picture with Uncle Steve, and he felt humbled that Steve gave him a picture. Y'all know Steve moves with a big, heavy entourage, being the celebrity that he is, and it's just great to see with all his fame, acclaim, and celebrity that he still shakes hands and kisses babies. But shout out to my uncle, man. That was a great victory, Steve, man. We had saw a lot of that on, Monday night games with the Falcons as of late, man. So to see it, man, it felt good, man. And I know it felt special for the players. You saw them celebrating. in the locker room. You saw Terry celebrating when the guys were coming off the field. Chris Lyncham, even Arthur Blank was in there. You could see it. And even for us fans, man, I can only speak for me, but that I don't want to say it felt like a playoff win, but like Steve say, man, it felt good, man. That really lifted my morale as a Falcons fan, especially coming off the performance against Pittsburgh, where personally I anticipated we win that game. We really wet the bed. So to see the team come out and fight and don't quit and overcome every obstacle last night and come away with the victory, it meant a lot as a fan. It definitely did. That's what you want to see. Excuse me. That's what you want to see from the team that you root for. So shout out to the team. Let's get to these grades, man, so that way we can get out of here. As always, we always start off with the defense, so we're not going to change it this time around. Y'all know how we do the grades. We grade on a grading scale of 0 to 10. 0 being the absolute worst. You need to be cut. We need to show you the door. You're trash. You're garbage. 10 being the best. That's a perfect game. So we're going to get started right now. We're going to start off with our defense here. Let me pull this up. Who do we start with, guys? You know what? Let's start with the guy that received most of the criticism on defense last week. And that's the $80 million man, A.J. Terrell. Let's start with Mr. Terrell. A.J. Terrell against the Eagles last night. He had 7 tackles. All 7 tackles were solo tackles. He did not have any interceptions. He did not get credited for any pass deflections. But once again, he did have 7 tackles, 7 solo tackles also. I wish they would put like how many receptions and yards that the cornerbacks gave up. Maybe that'll be something that'll come with these websites that keep stats soon. Well, they probably want you to pay for it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but it's probably a pay site. But anyway, 7 tackles, 7 solo tackles. That's A.J. Terrell's entire stat line. So if you guys don't mind, please drop your grades for A.J. Terrell in the comment section on a scale of 0 to 10. And let's see what we got. Mac in the building. Mac says a B+. Good grade for AJ. David says 7. Bit on the deep pass to Smith, but did come up and hit him. Keely says AJ smacked the mess out of somebody, forgot who it was, a solid B. Measy Edits says a 7. Coach's Corner says an 8. Philip Crawford gives him a 7.5. Archangel says a 8 for AJ. Matt gives AJ an 8. Period Positive Thought says a 7. Stunts in the building. What's going on, Stunts? Says an 8. Seth Thomas gives him a A. James Overton, what's up, James? Says a B-. Clayton Murray gives AJ a 8. Antoine Wartime TV says a B+. Ooh, so these grades are a lot better for AJ this week than what he had last week. Y'all laid him up last week. So a lot better. He played much better, and I'm sure we still want AJ to, force some turnovers too. But we'll take what we saw last night. Vastly improved play from the $80 million man, AJ Terrell. So let's move on to our next defender here. Let's go with let's see. Let's go with one of our new acquisitions, Justin Simmons. Let's go with Justin Simmons in his second game as an Atlanta Falcon. Justin Simmons had a total of 5 tackles, 3 solo tackles. He assisted on 2 tackles, no interceptions, no passes defended, no forced fumbles or anything of that nature. So just to repeat his stat line, Justin Simmons, 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. He assisted on 2 tackles. So, what grade would you give for Justin Simmons last night? Let's see what we got here. StreamYard tripping. Okay, there we go. Seth Thomas says a C. Uh, Archangel says a 7. James Overton says a B for Justin Simmons. Matt gives him a 7. Period Positive Thought says an 8. Coach's Corner gives him a 8. Keely says a 7. Antoine Wartime TV gives him a C. Stunts gives him a 7. Philip Crawford says they're scared to throw Simmons' way. He gives him a 7. Measy Edits gives him a 6.5. David Stark says a 7. In the right place, uneventful. That's a good thing. I agree. So fairly good grades for him also. AJ graded out real good this week. Justin Simmons getting some pretty good grades also. Clayton Murray says Simmons gets a C. He got lost a lot, but he did recover. So he gets him a C. So far, pretty good grades for Simmons and also AJ. So let's move on to our next defender, y'all. See who we got next. Let's grade the captain of the defense. Who I think is our most. No, I was gonna say the most tenured Falcon, but that's not him. That would be Jake Matthews. One of the most tenured factors. Captain of the team. Definitely, one of the vocal leaders and the spiritual leaders of the team, the anchor of the ship in Atlanta, Mr. Grady Jarrett. So let's grade Grady Jarrett right now. In his 10th year in the league, Grady last night had a total of 2 tackles, 2 solo tackles, and he led the team with 3 quarterback hits. That's kind of great, especially to them quarterback hits. So I'll repeat that again. He had 2 tackles. All tackles were solo tackles, so 2 solo tackles, and also 3 quarterback hits. So, what grade would you give for Grady Jarrett? Please drop your grades in the comments for Grady Jarrett for me, please. Here. Just a moment. All right, so Stunts gives him an 8. Archangel gives him an 8. James Overton says Grady a B or a 7. Period Positive Thoughts gives Grady an 8. Matt gives him an 8. Keely says Grady a 7.5. Grady Mama a 10. Grady's sister is a 12. Let's ring the bell for the Jarrett family. Mama graded bad too. Yes, I went to one game. I stopped by the whole family, and boy, was it a pleasure. Let me stop, man. Y'all get me in trouble. Philip Crawford says an 8.5. Coach's Corner says a 7. David Stark says an 8. Will stop at the point. As well as pressure. Measy Edit says an 8. Clayton Murray says Grady gets an 8. The quarterback pressure was there. It was. Remember, he was complaining. Also, he fight holding 2. Seth says B minus for Barkley. Are you saying Saquon or you mean Grady? Max's run defense wasn't good up front. Clayton Murray says a 9. Falcons fan forever says go Falcons, let's go. Falcons fan forever says we got to be ready for the Chiefs. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. So any more grades for Grady Jarrett before we move on? Antoine Wartime TV says a B. So Grady gets some real good grades also. And that's a good thing to see. Good thing to see. So far, everybody has got real good grades or fairly good grades. So let's go ahead to our next defender here. We're going to get ready to wrap up the defense and go to the offense, and then we'll wrap up the show. Let's do Kane Ellis, the other starting linebacker. who normally leads the team in tackles, but not today. He was second in tackles. But Kaden Ellis had 11 tackles last night, so he was all over the field. He's had 6 solo tackles last night. He assisted on 5 tackles. He also had 1 quarterback hit. So let me give you Kaden Ellis stat line again. 11 total tackles, 6 solo tackles. He assisted on 5 tackles, 1 quarterback hit, and that's his stat line. So if you don't mind, y'all drop your grades for Kaden Ellis in the comment section also for me as well. Seth Thomas says Grady gets extra credit for stopping Saquon in the second half. Falcons fan forever says I'm glad the O-line removed a lot of the pressure off Kurt last night. Yeah, that was very, very noticeable too. O-line did great last night. James Overton says Ellis gets an A. Perry Positive Thought says an A for Kaden Ellis. William Amos says we have to be sound at tackles. Falcons fan forever says I'm glad the running game looked good and Jesse Bates saved the day. Jesse Bates did save the day for us again. Keelis gives him an 8, and that's for Kaden Ellis. David starts at 7 for Ellis. The wrap around to cause the game-winning interception was golden. Art gives him a 7.5. Coach's Corner gives him a 7 for Kaden Ellis. Clayton Murray says Ellis gets a 7.5. Should have had more quarterback hits when Hurts ran. Hurts caused us a lot of problems early in the game. Boy, I got so sick of him. Philip Crawford says Ellis got beat by the quarterback a lot. He gives him a 6. That's fair. Max says a 9. He got that last hit on the Hurts for the pick. He did cause that pressure. Somebody mentioned that earlier. Self says Ellis, a lot of cleanup of the dirty work. He gives him a 9. So another good grading session for another player. Y'all gave Kaden Ellis some pretty good grades also. So looks like the defense played some good ball, which is a good thing. So let's go to our next player here. Just a moment, y'all. Let's do like a couple more defense. Then we're gonna move to offense. Let's do the new guy. Let's do Matthew Judon. You know, Matthew Judon. Who if y'all hadn't seen, Judon has some very choice words for the Philadelphia Eagles fans after the Jesse Bates interception. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to go see what he had to tell those Eagles fans right before our defense walked off the field. He has some real choice words for them, which I won't repeat on this broadcast, but if you go to Twitter, I'm sure you can find it. But let me give you his stat line here for Matthew Judon, our new guy. 6 total tackles, 3 solo tackles. He assisted on 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit, also 1 sack. So that might be the most decorated stat line so far. He checked off a lot of boxes. So let me give that to y'all again. Matthew Judon, 6 tackles, 3 solo tackles. He assisted on 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit, and 1 sack. I think that's the only sack we had all night too. I think it was. Yeah. What grade would y'all give Matthew Judon, please? It means get y'all bleep out of here. Yeah, right. David Starr says 8. And what we brought him here to do. Let's ring the bell for that. James Overton gives him an 8. Seth gives him a 15. So he gave him some grades for next week too. I love it. Mac says an 8.5. He has a great motor. Meezy gives him an 8.5. Art gives him a 9. Raymond Collins says an 8.5. Philip Crawford, perfect score of 10. Only sack of the night for us. We ring the bell for that. Keeler says, I'm getting red sleeves. What's that? He has 8.5. Let's ring the bell for the red sleeves. Clayton says, Judon. Clayton gives him a 10. He making sure he's known and the only sack. Perry gives him an A++. Coach gives him a 9. Boy, so some great grades here for Judon. He got the best grades so far, I think, for the season. So Of course, great game for him. Great game for him. Great signing thus far for us also. So let's go to our next guy here. Let's do I'm gonna say him for last because I know he's gonna get some good grades. So let's do Troy Anderson, and we'll get ready to wrap up the defense. Troy Anderson last night had 9 tackles, which was third on the team, 5 solo tackles, and he assisted on 4 tackles. And that's all he had. No quarterback hits or forced fumbles, or anything. But again, to repeat, we're grading Troy Anderson. 9 tackles, 5 solo tackles. He assisted on 4 tackles. What grade would you give for Troy Anderson, please? Let's see here. Let me just a second to get to the grades. Art gives him a 6, so he gives Troy Anderson a 6. Matt gives him a 6, so he gives him a 6 also. Philip Crawford says Troy Anderson gets a 7. Keela says, my boy Troy, a -12. Hashtag free Kyle Pitts. Period Positive Thoughts gives him a 7. Clayton Murray says Troy Anderson gets a 4.25. He was a target for their offense. Very well said, because they definitely targeted him. Targeted him like he was a bad defender in the NBA playoffs. David Starks gives him a 0. Our first 0 of the night. Let's ring the bell for that. If he wasn't getting stiff armed by Saquon, he wasn't filling the hole. I miss Landon. I miss my thoughts. Boy, that may turn out to be a big hole in our defense. Goodness. Raymond Collins gives him a 6 also. So we are grading Troy Anderson. Any other grades for Troy Anderson, who we are grading? All right, so it looked like Troy.
Sorry, this device lost its connection.
My bad, y'all. My Alexa doing some talking. Antoine Wartime, Stevenson Anderson, he's just getting back in the groove. He's going to get better. I hope so. Boy, he needs to get better. Coach says a 7. Got to remember, he is effectively a second-year player. He missed all of last year. He was hurt. He missed last year due to injury last season. So getting back in the groove of things, as I think Clayton mentioned earlier. Seth Thomas gives him a 4. So not the best grades for Mr. Anderson. Clayton says that was touring mine last night. All right, so Troy Anderson grades a little bit on the downside, so definitely much room for improvement there for Mr. Anderson. Let's do our final defender, who will be Mr. Jesse Bates, who finished the game with a team-leading 12 tackles last night. Let's ring the bell for the 12 tackles. He had 7 solo tackles. He assisted on 5 tackles. He also had 1 tackle for loss. And as we all have seen and replayed that play, I'm sure at least a dozen times by now, he had the game-clinching, game-winning, monumental interception heard and saw around the world to clinch the monumental fourth quarter comeback that we will talk about in years to come. 1 interception. And also, he deflected 2 passes as well. Let me give him all his credit. So let me give you that stat line once again. He checked a lot of boxes. 12 tackles. 7 solo tackles. He assisted on 5 tackles. 1 tackle for loss. 2 passes defended. 1 interception. Now, I kind of already know what these grades going to be, but I'm going to ask anyway, what grade would you give for Jesse Bates last night, please? Max says a 9.5. Coach says a 9. Seth put him on the Dean's list. I like that. Let's ring the bell for making the Dean's list. Archangel says a 9.3. David gives him a perfect 10. Ring the bell for that. All over the place and sealed the game. And Torn Wartime TV says an A+++. Philip Crawford gives him a perfect 100 with the game-winning interception. Let's ring the bell for getting a perfect 100. Raymond Collins gives him a 9. Measy Edit says a 10. Let's ring the bell for that. He was everywhere. Broke up a Devontae Smith touchdown. Oh, we don't even talk about that. Boy, that was a critical play. And had the game-winning interception. Yes, indeed. Max says that PBU pass breakup was beautiful. It was. Very positive thoughts. Give him 100. Let's ring the bell for that. Keely says Justin Bates III broke up a touchdown last night. 9.2. Brian Cornelius in the building gives him a 9. My dog Javinci in the building, 10. Base up, bad mother. Clayton Murray says a 100. Base because 100. Let's ring the bell for that. He knew we needed that win for the confidence. Touchdown saving game seal. Lisa says Jesse Bates is a true student of the game. He wants to be here, and I love that. 9.5. Measy Edit says best safety in the league. Great game by Bates. Needless to say, I knew he was going to get some extra grades, and it was well deserved, man. He played a hell of a game. As y'all pointed out, game-winning interception, and also what has really became overlooked was that pass breakup. Because that looked like it was going to definitely be a catch, and he came and made a big play. So shout out to Jesse Bates. Let's run through the offense real quick, y'all. Then we're going to get out of here. My apologies. This ran a little longer than I thought it would. I started running my mouth, so I'm sorry about that. Let's go to offense. Let's see. We might can do some receivers tonight. I think we caught some passes. Let's see here. Let's start with Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney had 7 targets yesterday. He had 3 catches for 88 yards, and he also scored the first touchdown. Longest catch was a 41-yard reception. So again, we are grading Darnell Mooney. He was targeted 7 times, which was tied for the team lead last night. He caught 3 passes, had a team-leading 88 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Longest reception of the night was 41 yards. So what grade would y'all give for Mooney last night? Please, if you'll drop the grade in the comment section. Clayton Murray gives him a 9. Art gives him a 9. Matt gives him a 9. Keely says Mooney take a point off for giving up on his route. Yeah, he did quit on his route. Why he quit, I don't know, but he did give up on it. But still a good grade at an 8. Period positive thoughts gives him a 10 for the X factor on offense. I can dig it. David Stark gives him an 8. His catches came when we needed the most. Big clutches. Big clutch catches. Coach's Corner gives him a 7. Seth Thomas gives him a 10 for pushing that man and doing the flip. And Torn Wartime TV gives him a 9. Archangel says Mooney got him, gave him the full Mooney. So some good grades for Mooney. Good grades for Mooney. Almost had 100 receiving yards. So good game for him. Philip Carver come through, give him a perfect 10 for the flipping to the end zone also. So great game for Mooney. So now let's go to the Champagne Poppy. Drake London. Drake, tied for team leading targets. He had 7 targets, 6 catches for 54 receiving yards, 1 critical touchdown reception. And the longest catch of the night for him was 19 yards. So let me repeat that to you. He had 7 targets, 6 catches for 54 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Longest catch of the night was for 19 yards. If you would be so kind and drop your grades in the comment section for Drake London for me, I definitely would appreciate it. Measy gets him a 10. He was cooking on that game-winning drive. I can dig it. Art says 10 for Drake. Seth Thomas also 10 for Drake. Davis is 8. The shake move for the go-ahead TD was lit. Keely gives him an 8.5. Perry gives him a 10 for shooting the gun. BS flag. Phillips says London gets a 10 for a shake and bake for the game winner. Coach gives him a 9 for that route. 9 for that route. Hold on, I don't know what that say, Coach. For that route, 10 for D-line. That might be a typo. Antoine Wartime TV says a 9. Okay, I see it now for the route, man. Okay, my bad, Coach. Clayton Mercer, Drake gets an 8. That penalty was nerve-wracking. And also, I think what was kind of being lost in the shuffle, man, if you go back and watch the game, Drake made a lot of key blocks. You know, he did a great job blocking downfield also. So which is really never mentioned as far as wide receivers go. So great game by Drake London, man. Great game, and of course, made such a key clutch catch for us also. So now let's go to let's do Bijan. Let's do Bijan. Robinson had a total of 14 rushing attempts for 97 yards. No rushing touchdowns. Longest rush of the game was 19 yards. He had 4 receptions also last night for 25 yards. Longest reception of the night was 13 yards. No touchdowns. So let me give you that again. Bijan Robinson, 14 rushing attempts for 97 yards. Longest rush of the night was 19 yards. He had 4 receptions for 25 yards. Longest catch of the night was 13 yards. What grades would you give for Bijan Robinson? Let's see, Coach. 8 for Bijan. Measy Edit says that route had Slay loss. Philip Crawford, Bijan gets a 10. Seth Thomas, a 10. Keely says Bijan was gashing them boys, a 9. He was. Bijan was eating early. They didn't have no answer for him. David Starr says 9. Ran hard and had number 27 still looking for his job. Antoine Wartime TV says 9. Big plays are coming. Yeah, he looked like he was just one move for breaking like 3 or 4 times last night. So he might hit the Chiefs for a 70-yard touchdown, a rushing touchdown next week. Be on the lookout for that. Period Positive Thoughts gives him a 9 also. So great grades for Bijan. He played a great game. That chip block that will be on highlights for years to come also. So great game by our 8th overall draft pick a couple years ago. Final guy that we'll do on offense will be our quarterback, Kirk Cousins. And then we're going to get out of here. Kirko Chains, as he is also known. Passing stats, he was 20 for 29. So 20 completions on 29 passing attempts. 241 passing yards. Kirk Cousins had 2 passing touchdowns. No interceptions, which is good. He was sacked 1 time. His longest completion of the night was for 41 yards. And he had a very impressive quarterback rating. His rating last night was 117.2. So that's Kirk Cousins' stat line. I'll give that to you again. He was 20 for 29 throwing the ball, 241 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 1 time. And his quarterback rating last night was 117.2. So, what grade would you give for Kirk last night? Philip Krause says another 10 for that chip block. I think he's talking about Bijan. Coach says a 9.5. Best 2-minute drill I ever seen. It was an immaculate 2-minute drill. Self gives him a 10. David Stark says 10. When we needed him, he was there. Philip Crawford says Kirko was clutch. Gives him a, I'm not the best at math, so we'll call that 10 billion. Measy Edit says a 9. I wish they used Tyler on the short yardage situation, though. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. Period Positive Thoughts, 100. You like that? Antoine Wartime TV 10. The real Kirk is back. The real is back. So 10 for Kirk. So any other grades coming in for Kirk Cousins, who rebounded nicely last night after a very, very tough start in Atlanta against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, um, Philip says you got a great coup. I think we all gonna get cool a 10 just for making that kick when we needed it most. So we'll just automatically give him an honorary 10. Millie Mills, what's going on, Millie? How you doing tonight, bro? What's happening? What's happening? So Kirk Cousins, any other grades for Kirk? And also let's just give our offensive line a 10. Also showed up some love and recognition because they played lights out. Much better game called by Zach Robinson. So I want to acknowledge that he was vastly improved his second game. And defense still holding down the fort for us. Also, so over and beyond, very impressive game. Really lifted the morale of the fan base, and I know it did a lot for the locker room also last night. So we will turn the page on this victory. You know, we'll bask in the glory for the rest of the night, and then next week, tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll get ready for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pat Mahomes will be in town Sunday night, national TV. That will be something to see. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to thank all of you for coming through, rapping with your boy, doing the player grades with me once again. I do definitely thank you. Appreciate it. Might do a pop-up show sometime this week. I'm not sure. If not, we'll definitely see y'all, God willing, Sunday night after the game. So with that said, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all. Be good. God bless.